Anybody who's been watching Animal Planet over the last few years has seen my next guest, Annmarie Lucas from Animal Precinct. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's so good to see you again.
It's nice to see you too.
Now, you have finished wrapping up what is going to turn out to be the final season of Animal Precinct. What was the experience like, having spent all those years doing your job, but then having cameras follow you around?
It was great in one aspect and really tough in another aspect. It was great that people were finally recognizing what we did and they understood about animal cruelty and that you could call someone who would actually investigate complaints of animal cruelty. And when it got out to the airwaves and people across the country started calling and say, wow, that's really great that there are people out there doing it, not realizing that they had the same sort of officers probably in their town who would do the same sort of thing. So that was the great thing, the educational component. It got really tough, though, trying to do investigations with a camera looking over your shoulder because you're really talking to criminals. You're talking to people who are breaking the law and people who are hurting animals. So that got a little tricky. It could get violent at some times, so the cameras had to be pushed off to the side. So it was a constant struggle to maintain your professionalism while you have a camera behind you filming everything that you're saying. And trying to reach, those animals before they come to a horrible ending is the tough part. That's why we rely on the police department to do their job as well if they get complaints of animal cruelty. But, a lot of police officers didn't even know that there was a law protecting animals. So we actually teach them now as well. We go into the police department's police academy, NYPD, and we teach them about animal cruelty because they'll see it. They get the 911 calls. They have to know what to do.
So after 6 seasons, I think you can probably look back and be very proud of what's been accomplished.
I am. I'm really proud of all the work that we've been able to show the public what we do. Now that everybody else knows who to call, when to call, and what animal cruelty looks like. Like, you're not supposed to see a starving dog in the backyard. There's somebody that you can actually call, and that's against the law, and someone will actually have to pay the consequences for that. So I'm really, really psyched that we were able to do that over the last 6 years. But I have to say it's tough now because when I go on the street, you become very recognizable. So I'm sort of back in the office now and overseeing investigations at this point because it gets a little difficult on the street.
Well, you are pretty recognizable. When I tell people, when I talk to Annmarie Lucas of Animal Precinct, they say, yeah, I said the blonde with the ponytail. That's all you have to say. Yep. And of course they see you too because you're on that public service announcement with Sarah McLachlan, and you've been very visible. You've been the face basically for the ASPCA.
Yeah, it's been great because people need to know, they need to be aware of animal cruelty, and it's just not acceptable to abuse animals.
How did you not come home with every animal that you rescued?
Who says I haven't?
Well, I know you have a lot of animals, right?
We have 12 cats and 8 dogs. All of which are rescued, I believe, except for one. But yeah, you know what? It's really tough to see their little faces and not expect that they would come home with us where I know they're safe. And that's the hardest issue. My husband, who's a retired New York City detective, he's had his fair share of rescues too. So half the animals are rescued by him, half are rescued by me, and we've done some together. So it's kind of cool.
So what does the future hold? If you've shot the last episodes that we're going to see, season 6, but that will be it. Right. TV production has shut down.
Right.
What does your future hold?
Well, I'm doing what I've always done, animal cruelty investigations. And now I'm in a supervisory position, so I'm overseeing a lot of the investigations. And we're just doing what we do every day, what I've done for the last 12 years. And that's what it's always been about for me. The TV was great, but my heart and my soul is, of course, with the animals and making sure that they're safe.
Okay. Annmarie Lucas, we thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And continue saving those animals. Do you have any more room at your house? Can you go to 21 or?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah?
Always room for one more.
All right. All the best to you.
Thank you.
And Annmarie Lucas from Animal Precinct. Join us for Mike Bennett on the Road every Tuesday and Friday night at 6 on Channel 6, Time Warner in the Hudson Valley. And for highlights, go to MikeOnTheRoad.com.